Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are jumping straight into, well, a pretty specialized world.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
essential, often really high-stakes trade of towing and recovery.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is an industry where precision, safety, it literally means the difference between, minor damage and total disaster.
Exactly.
And we're really focusing today on the career of one person, Wes Wilburn. He's a figure who's spent decades basically shaping the industry standard. And there's this ambitious plan now to ensure his methods scale up, like nationwide.
That's right. And for you listening in, maybe you're curious, you want quick but thorough knowledge on topics that might seem niche. Well, this stuff actually impacts everyone who drives.
Sure.
So our mission here is to chart Wilburn's, 44-year legacy, the role of his American Towing and Recovery Institute, ATRI, we'll call it.
Right, ATRI.
And really importantly, this new strategic partnership. It's designed to modernize the technical skills and kind of elevate the whole professional conduct across the trade.
So when you look at Wes Wilburn's influence, it's not really measured in dollars, right? It's measured in hands-on hours. He founded ATRI with this really clear mission to formalize and professionalize a trade that, let's be honest, was often learned pretty informally.
Oh, definitely. On the job. Mostly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're talking about raising the bar, safety, education for basically an entire workforce.
And that impact, it's huge. I mean, the sources we looked at highlight he's personally trained tens of thousands of operators.
Tens of thousands.
Yeah, not just here in the U.S., but internationally as well. And when he teaches, it's not just, here's how you use a winch. He's instilling a whole culture where procedural safety is just non-negotiable.
Okay.
And that fundamentally changes the risk profile, For every operator, every motorist involved in a recovery situation, it makes things safer.
So let's try and grasp the sheer dedication here. I think we need a tangible number. The latest count we saw shows Wes Wilburn is currently at 979 total classes taught over his career.
979. Just think about that number for a second.
It's massive.
It really is. It's just a testament to consistency, isn't it? His goal now is to hit 1,000 classes before he finally steps back from the classroom.
Wow.
And it's more than just a statistic for him, It's his intention to leave behind what he actually calls a living legacy of skill and leadership.
A living legacy. And what really stands out to me is the range. I mean, we're not talking 979 times teaching the exact same thing in the same room.
Oh, not at all.
He's been everywhere, right?
Right.
From small with local workshops teaching basic roadside stuff to these massive complex recovery simulations at big national industry events.
Right.
That versatility means his approach, his methodology, it's genuinely field tested, across every scenario you could probably imagine.
Exactly. His training isn't just theory from a book. If you try and picture Wilburn teaching, you're seeing someone known for immediate hands-on demonstration.
Right, getting your hands dirty.
Totally. The sources describe him connecting with operators at absolutely every level. He uses powerful storytelling, and often those stories are about his own past mistakes.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he turns potential failures into these really critical, memorable, teachable moments for the next generation. That's what we mean by his field-tested principles. He speaks the language of the person, standing on the asphalt at 3 a.m. in the rain.
So it sounds like his value isn't just the technical know-how, but also the confidence he builds, that blend of practical skill and, ethical caution.
Absolutely. When he runs these classes, the result is noted as shaping careers and, crucially, making sure operators use best practices that actually save lives.
How so?
By preventing secondary incidents. Things going wrong after the first problem, it's hard to quantify maybe, but the reduction in accidents caused by just poor recovery technique. That's the invisible impact of those 979 classes.
Okay, so you have this legacy built on decades of very personal instruction. Now it faces a scaling challenge, right? How do you take that personal, boots-on-the-ground expertise and expand it, especially to meet the demands of a rapidly changing, nationwide industry? Okay, let's unpack the solution ATRI came up with.
Well, the answer really gets to be through strategic infrastructure. ATRI has formed this major alliance with the Cardinal Legacy Towing Group.
Cardinal Legacy Towing Group. Okay.
Yeah, and to understand why this matters, you kind of need to know who Cardinal Legacy is. They're a pretty significant player in the industry. known for acquiring and consolidating smaller local towing operators.
Ah, got it.
So they're effectively creating this unified national platform that already has substantial operational infrastructure.
So this isn't just like two schools merging their resources.
No, no.
It's an education system aligning with a major operational system, a network.
Precisely. And this lets the high standard of Wilburn's instruction be implemented consistently across multiple states almost immediately.
Right, because Cardinal already has the footprint.
Exactly. The leaders driving this partnership are Jeff Bauer, he's the president of Cardinal Legacy, and Curtis Barks, the founder and CEO.
Okay, and what's really fascinating here, I think, is the scope of their combined mission. They aren't just saying, oh, we'll teach better recovery techniques.
Right.
It's broader.
Yeah, they explicitly state they are uniting world-class technical instruction with leadership training and business development. That seems like a fundamental shift.
It is.
It's saying a tow operator also has to be a business professional, an ethical leader. But wait, if the goal is standardizing nationwide through this large corporate entity, Cardinal Legacy, is there a risk? Do they lose that local knowledge, that, highly specific real-world immediacy that Wilburn was famous for? Does the training become too corporate, too standardized?
That's a really important question. And the sources suggest they're actively trying to mitigate that risk.
How?
By integrating the leadership development piece so strongly. By focusing on training the whole person, teaching communication skills, business ethics, they're aiming to empower the local leaders within the Cardinal network.
Okay.
So those leaders internalize Wilburn's standards rather than just mechanically implementing some checklist from HQ.
They really want the operators to understand the why, not just the how. It's about building a management philosophy on top of the technical skill.
That makes sense. And the industry is changing so fast. So if Wilburn built the original model, how is this new partnership making sure the curriculum actually keeps up, keeps pace with automotive change? This is where we get into the specifics, right? What today's operator absolutely needs to know.
Right. And the newly modernized curriculum, it reflects a stark reality. Modern vehicles are just different. They're much heavier, way more complex, and often need entirely different protocols than cars from, say, 20 years ago.
Okay, like what?
Well, take two primary examples. First, advanced rotator operations.
Rotators. Okay, those big cranes.
Exactly, the big ones.
Yeah.
But we're not just talking about using bigger cranes now. We're talking computerized stabilization systems, really complex load calculations, precision lifts often needed in highly congested urban areas. It's almost like engineering-level precision is required now.
Wow. Okay, that's one. And the second major shift, I imagine this is critical given the rise of hybrid and fully electric vehicles.
Oh, yeah. That would be EV recovery and safety. This is absolutely critical. Handling an electric vehicle isn't just about dealing with the weight of that massive battery pack, though that's part of it.
Right.
It's about unique hazards.
Yeah.
The risk of thermal runaway, for instance, if the battery gets compromised in a crash.
Thermal runaway, like fires.
Exactly. Uncontrolled fires that are very hard to put out. So operators need specific training on identifying safe structural lift points that won't damage high-voltage components. And what to do if the EV is submerged in water or involved in a major incident. It's a completely new layer of safety training needed.
Okay, so beyond the pure mechanics and electrical hazards, the curriculum also seems to reflect that broader leadership vision we talked about. They've actually added courses like leadership development for tow operators and dedicated courses on business and communication skills. That seems essential if you're managing a complex recovery scene or dealing with upset vehicle owners or law enforcement.
Exactly right. They are actively trying to move the profession from just a service trade into more of an ethical management role. And to deliver this updated content, they're bringing in the next generation of educators, people who embody that blend of deep experience but also contemporary knowledge.
Okay, let's spotlight one of those new figures. The sources introduced J.T. Reeser. He's a heavy recovery expert himself, right? Bringing nearly 20 years of experience to the table as a key instructor.
Yeah, Reeser represents that continuity. The courses are now blending Wes Wilburn's foundational, field-tested principles, keeping that authenticity, but integrating updated visuals, simulation technology, modern equipment training.
So it preserves the core, the Wilburn way, while making sure the content is truly relevant for the 2020s and beyond.
That's the goal.
Okay, let's circle back to Wes's emphasis on the why. You mentioned he's focused on teaching not just how to recover a difficult wreck, But why safety procedures and professionalism really matter.
Yeah, that's central to his philosophy.
And that approach must be essential for building that foundational confidence, that teamwork, especially among younger operators who maybe don't have Wilburn's decades of experience to draw on.
Absolutely. That focus on character, on the why, it creates this incredible pipeline of skill. And the sources make a point of noting that many current ATRI instructors, they were originally Wes's students.
Oh, well.
Yeah, so that ensures the standard of excellence, the ethical component, the precision it gets naturally passed down. It maintains that strong personal mentorship element, even as the whole organization scales up dramatically.
That sounds like a really powerful model for succession planning, actually.
It is.
So looking forward, they seem to have clear plans for expansion and development through this Cardinal partnership.
They do. The immediate future involves running nationwide training tours, getting this modernized curriculum out across multiple states, spreading it far and wide and quickly.
Yeah.
But probably the most significant strategic investment is slated for 2026. That's the launch of the dedicated leadership series, and that will be specifically spearheaded by Cardinal Legacy's president, Jeff Bauer.
What's the implication of having that leadership series led by the business side, by Bauer from Cardinal Legacy?
Well, it directly connects the technical mastery on the ground with actual business outcomes, financial literacy, professional management, customer service.
Right.
It raises this really important question. What happens when every operator isn't just technically skilled, but also financially literate and professionally managed? The entire focus of this new partnership seems to shift from just teaching technical competence to building skilled, confident, and ethical leaders ready to move the entire industry forward. It's an investment in sustainable growth and improving the industry's reputation, not just basic recovery capacity.
Okay, so to bring our deep dive here to a close, we've really witnessed a journey spanning, 44 years of hands-on teaching by Wes Wilburn.
Incredible career.
Yeah, culminating in this really powerful national partnership. This alliance seems to be actively future-proofing the towing and recovery industry. They're emphasizing next-gen technical skills like EV safety, advanced rotators, and, critically, that ethical leadership development piece.
So what does all this mean for you, the listener, looking for that immediate, valuable insight?
Well, it really shows how even the most highly specialized hands-on trades, they require continuous, formalized evolution. Professional education is key to surviving these huge technological shifts we're seeing.
Yeah.
The decision they made to take decades of personal field-tested experience and formalize it through structured mentorship, that feels like an essential blueprint for adapting any specialized industry in the modern era, doesn't it? It really does. And maybe we could leave you, the listener, with one final thought to consider. If a legacy like Wilburn's is measured partly by the number of people mentored and classes taught, think about other highly specialized trades out there, trades which maybe still rely heavily on informal, on-the-job training, things like specialized welding or maybe pipeline maintenance, complex machinery repair. Which of those might benefit most from adopting this kind of structured and mentorship-driven approach, an approach that blends both that high-level technical skill and ethical leadership?
Yeah, that's a great question. Something to mull over. How do we ensure skill and professionalism grow together in those critical fields?
Definitely something to think about.